Honda versus Red Bull. Red Bull and Honda, once inseparable, are splitting up in 2026. But why are they suddenly becoming fierce rivals? Will Honda's alliance with Aston Martin give Red Bull a run for their money? And what about young talent Yuki Tsunoda? Where will he end up? Is this the end of Red Bull's dominance? Can Honda and Aston Martin challenge their supremacy? Will it be Red Bull's downfall, or can they stay on top? Let's find out. Honda, the Japanese powerhouse, was about to bid farewell to Formula One forever. But then they threw everyone a curveball by teaming up with Aston Martin, a squad with the potential to become Red Bull's arch-nemesis. Red Bull, the Austrian racing giants, have sensed a lurking threat in Honda's return, and they're not taking it lightly. It's like a storm brewing on the horizon, and the battleground is set to be the signature of one of the hottest talents on the F1 grid, Yuki Tsunoda. So where does Tsunoda's loyalty truly lie? And what's this brewing war between Red Bull and Honda going to bring to the Formula One grid? Is Honda holding the secret to Red Bull's potential downfall? Red Bull owes a significant portion of their racing glory to Honda, and Honda in turn found redemption thanks to their partnership with Red Bull after a less than stellar stint with McLaren. But here's where it gets intriguing. For some mysterious reason, Honda pushed Red Bull to become independent and create their own powertrain division instead of continuing their successful collaboration. Honda seemed to be saying, F1 is not our future. In response, Red Bull wasted no time and quickly announced their own powertrain project for 2026. But just when you thought the story was settled, Honda dropped a bombshell. They were exploring options to return to F1 as an engine supplier from 2026, aligning with new technical regulations introduced by the FIA. The stage is set for a dramatic showdown between two giants with a shared history. Will Red Bull's gamble to go solo pay off? Can Honda stage a triumphant comeback as an engine supplier? The plot thickens as F1's future hangs in the balance. In the ever-evolving world of Formula One, Audi, a well-known arm of the Volkswagen empire, has decided to make its presence felt as an independent team. However, the plot thickens as Honda, with a surprising twist, has opted not to follow the same path. Instead, they've chosen to supply engines to Aston Martin starting in 2026. This move by Honda might sting Red Bull, for they played a significant role in Honda's Formula One comeback story. It's almost as if there's a game of cat and mouse between Honda and the Austrian team. With new regulations looming on the horizon, Aston Martin emerges as a potent contender, and their impressive strides in 2023, despite strict development constraints, have raised eyebrows. Lawrence Stroll, the man behind Aston Martin, isn't content with merely standing on podiums. He has his eyes firmly set on winning races. With substantial resources at his disposal, a competitive showing in 2026 doesn't seem far-fetched. But how does all of this impact Red Bull? Can they do anything to thwart this impending competition? As Formula One braces for a transformation and the battle for supremacy heats up, the racing world is eagerly anticipating the answers. Will Red Bull maintain its dominance, or will it face a formidable challenge from both old and new rivals? Honda's partnership with Aston Martin, which spells trouble for Red Bull, is adding to the tension. The fact that Red Bull has already lost key team members to the Silverstone-based squad, notably Dan Fallows, who now holds a pivotal role as technical director at Aston Martin. This poses a significant challenge to Red Bull's aspirations for continued dominance, an ambition fervently championed by Helmut Marko, who believes that from 2026 onward, Red Bull is leagues ahead of its competitors in terms of technical development. To safeguard their edge, Red Bull must exercise caution in sharing their data with Honda, a collaboration set to endure until 2025. Currently, a cloak and dagger game is in play. Koji Watanabe, Honda's Racing Corporation president, recently disclosed in an interview with the esteemed F1 outlet, The Telegraph, that Red Bull has started concealing information from Honda regarding their engine. In response, Honda has reciprocated by shrouding their development plans from Red Bull. In Watanabe's Nobby's own words, Red Bull doesn't tell us anything about their engine, and we don't say anything to them about our development. This escalating secrecy is adding a new layer of intrigue to the Formula One landscape, where the battle for information is just as intense as the competition on the track. The question that looms large is whether Red Bull's strategic choices and data sharing will ultimately play a decisive role in their quest for supremacy. The Red Bull team has a glimpse of knowledge about Honda's current engine, but the primary responsibility for development rests firmly with Honda. Most of the crucial know-how remains in Honda's hands until 2025. Red Bull's fervent hope is to achieve championship dominance, with 2026 being the year they aim to become a formidable competitor. Crafting an entirely new engine is an immense undertaking, but their goal extends beyond just participation. They're gunning for championship victories in the upcoming era. In a bid to gain an advantage, Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, attempted to persuade the FIA, or Formula One's governing body, to treat Red Bull as rookies, similar to Audi from 2026 onward. This would have granted them preferential treatment, given their relative inexperience in the world of engine development. However, the FIA swiftly dismissed this maneuver as cheeky and confirmed that Red Bull would be held to the same standards as other engine manufacturers, except for Audi. This decision underscores that, while Red Bull exudes confidence in their ability to sustain dominance from 2026 onward, their concern over the threat posed by Honda remains undiminished. Pat Simons, Formula One's chief technical officer, shares these apprehensions, underscoring the intense competition that lies ahead. Let's delve deeper into the challenges and questions surrounding Yuki Tsunoda and Red Bull's Formula One future. Yuki Tsunoda, a young Japanese talent, has been a part of the Red Bull family since 2020. What makes his journey unique is that he didn't follow the traditional path of emerging through Red Bull's esteemed driver academy. Instead, he found himself behind the wheel of an AlphaTauri car. The reason for this unconventional move was Honda's requirement for Red Bull to include one of their own academy drivers as a full-time racer. In his initial 2 seasons with AlphaTauri, Tsunoda's performance wasn't exactly stellar, raising doubts about his potential to become a top-tier driver. However, the 2023 season brought about a transformation. Tsunoda displayed marked improvement under the pressure of Formula One racing, evolving into a more consistent and mature driver. This notable progress has piqued the interest of Honda and the Formula One community at large. Now let's fast forward to 2026. It's a pivotal year because Aston Martin might find itself in need of a second driver. In this scenario, it appears highly unlikely that Lawrence Stroll, the team's owner and Lawrence Stroll's father, would replace his own son with another driver. The Stroll family's hope largely hinges on the performance of seasoned driver Fernando Alonso. However, there's a twist in the tale. If Alonso encounters mounting pressure from investors and Honda, it could potentially alter the course of the Stroll family's involvement on the team. One glaring issue for the Silverstone-based Aston Martin team is their over-reliance on a single driver. Currently, Alonso is accounted for a substantial 174 out of the team's total 221 points, and this lopsided distribution of points places the team in a precarious position, especially as fierce competition from McLaren intensifies. The critical question that looms large here is, where does Yuki Tsunoda's loyalty lie within the broader Red Bull family, and could he emerge as a game-changer for the team's future prospects? Tsunoda's growth and potential could significantly impact the dynamics of the Formula One landscape in the years to come. The stage is set for a gripping drama in the world of Formula One as Yuki Tsunoda stands at a crossroads, torn between the team that realized his F1 dreams, Red Bull, and the manufacturer that made it all possible, Honda. It's a tough choice that awaits the young Japanese driver, and it comes with immense pressure, given the competition he faces from the likes of Liam Lawson, Daniel Ricciardo, and Lando Norris, all vying for a coveted Red Bull seat in the near future. Tsunoda's potential looms large as a substantial threat to Red Bull's strategic plans. Driving alongside Max Verstappen, Tsunoda was posed with a poignant question during the Suzuka Grand Prix: where does his loyalty truly lie? In response, he reflected on his journey, acknowledging that both Honda and Red Bull played instrumental roles in his ascent to Formula One. Honda's support began at the age of 16, and his F1 journey essentially started at the Suzuka track, thanks to their backing. On the flip side, Red Bull's influence was equally significant in shaping his career. Tsunoda expressed the difficulty of choosing between the two, emphasizing that they complemented each other well during his junior years. Will Honda employ an aggressive strategy to woo Tsunoda, reminding him of his roots and the pivotal role they played in his F1 journey? This becomes even more intriguing when we consider that Honda had once set an ultimatum for Red Bull when their partnership was formalized in 2018. But the plot thickens further. Aston Martin, faced with a dire need for results and high-performing drivers, may also be in Honda's crosshairs. With the least competitive car on the grid, will Honda and Aston Martin emerge as Red Bull's most formidable competitors from 2026 onwards? And more importantly, what implications could this have for Red Bull's future in Formula One? So, what are your views on this? Do let us know in the comments section, and for more great videos, please subscribe to our channel.